enjoying some hearty boos from the student section behind us as she was the first to touch off the tip. Last year, Poa, who excelled for LSU off the bench, including helping LSU to a national title. Her dish over to the wing leads to an Elliott missed three. Long rebound and comes back to Poa. She gets this over to Washington, who's right in front of that West Virginia bench. And a quick corner jumper from the corner of the foul line will fall for McKenna Brackens, who is the daughter of former NFLer Tony Brackens. You can see the lineup at the bottom of your screen there for West Virginia: Carter McRae, Gia Cook, Sydney Shaw, Jordan Harrison, and Mimi Wheeler, who we talked plenty about during the pregame, and I'm sure we're going to talk more about her during the game. Harrison here at the wing. She'll move to her left, high arcing pass into the corner, three ball up, West Virginia drills it, Sydney Shaw in the corner.
Early and often from Sydney Shaw, love to see that early. She struggled from three the last couple of games. West Virginia, luckily their defense has been there, but I think it's so important to get that three ball going nice and early.
Gabby Elliott, Marley Washenitz, it's a three-guard lineup, last year Poa, and then two forwards, Eloisa Carrera and McKenna Brackens for Arizona State. What a turnaround for them. 17-2 to start the season, won their first 15. Only one other program has won 15 in a row to start the season after going under 500 the previous year. Washenitz getting some healthy boos here. She has played Coliseum floor before. Dished it inside, then the drive from Carrera doesn't go. Gia Cook, who's been strong for West Virginia, kicks this out for to the wing. Three ball up, that won't go. And Washenitz there on the rebound. And Washenitz going to pick up an offensive foul. Meg, for West Virginia, what are some keys for them in this game?
Guard production. You got to see Cook and Shaw hit some threes, get in the action early, which you've already seen, and defend inside the three, which they've done a nice job. The last two possessions West Virginia has in that 2-3. Got to be careful with rebounding and giving up some long ones, but for the most part, the Sun Devils are not going to beat you from that three-point line.
West Virginia handing this one off. It's Gia Cook. Cook back to the top of the arc. Far wing. Thought about a shot for Sydney Shaw. She has the lone field goal make for West Virginia. Reverse corner this time. That won't go. And back and forth. Arizona State and West Virginia trading missed buckets early here. Gabby Elliott. Her pass good into the paint. Kicked back out by Carrera. Three ball is up. And Washenitz, the Fairmont native, drills it.
West Virginia's got to be careful. You can't give up a wide open one in that 2-3. You've got to be able to turn around, box out, finish that defense early, and not give up easy rebounds for second chance opportunities.
Already a better start for her than her last performance against West Virginia as a member of the Pitt Panthers. Good take inside for Mimi Wheeler, and we're expecting to see this a lot from her.
Yeah, she's a great one-on-one post player, whether she's facing or back to the basket. She's just strong. Everything she does is strong and assertive, and her footwork is tremendous.
Tied at 5 here, 3 minutes gone by. Potential for these two teams to both make the NCAA tournament. West Virginia pretty comfortably in. Arizona State, bracketology has them as a 10 seed right now, but not one of the last 4 in. Is inside the shot up for Carrera will not go. But that is not where either, well, certainly not where Arizona State expected to be this year. West Virginia, a lot of changes is inside the dish. Wheeler will finish underneath again.
Great find in transition, a straight line pass that if you're up the lane defensively, that pass should never get through. That's an easy bucket in transition for West Virginia, a little too easy.
Washenitz pulls up for 3, that one won't go. And again, she's getting jeered right behind us by the student section. A lively crowd here in Morgantown today. Pass to the wing, shot up for 3, long rebound will go to Arizona State. And Paul wants to push the issue. Has Elliott down low. Elliott, little contact she initiated and creates enough space for herself to finish.
Yeah, Elliott did a great job leaking out early, waiting on that rebound. Wheeler had no idea she was behind. You could see West Virginia's bench yelling for her to get back there, and by the time she did, it was just too late.
Tied at a touchdown apiece. We've already had 3 lead changes in the early stages here. West Virginia nearly turns it over. In a lot of ways, these two teams almost carbon copies of each other in terms of style, how they want to play, forcing turnovers. Down to the final seconds on the shot clock. West Virginia will get a big shot from Gia Cook.
But that's going to be the biggest difference. Who can actually hit those threes? Who can hit the wide open shot? When your defense, they're inevitably going to break down and make a mistake, and who can make you pay for that mistake? And that's going to come from those three-point line. That's going to come when you're driving and you hit a late 30-second shot clock shot.
Cook has been a little quieter scoring the basketball the last 4 as Washington's her shot is off the mark. And Harrison will push the issue the other way. Quick handoff and then back to Harrison in the corner. High arcing ball up to Carter McCray. Another standout for West Virginia this season. McCray trying to carve her way in, and McCray can't get there. And that'll be a BLK for Carrera.
Great play from Carrera there. McCray has great footwork as well as strong, and it's a one-on-one move because the way West Virginia shot the 3 ball already, but perfectly played inside, not sending McCray to the free throw line.
Working underneath the baseline there. Opportunity for Brackens. Got the pass away. Shots up, and West Virginia comes down with it. Gia Cook finds an outlet. Far wing for West Virginia. Sydney Shaw hit the first 3 of this one. Sends into the corner. Cook fake the shot, then kicks back out. West Virginia can't get that one to land. Nice opportunity there, though. They pulled the defense away from the three-point shooter. Yeah,
you're not going to get a better look from there. Gia Cook able to beat her defender, get into the paint, kick it out to that opposite side. No one on Shaw. Those are those ones that, of course, she doesn't want to miss it, but you got to have in games like this.
Here's Washington. Looked like she was going to pick up a screen. Lost the basketball. West Virginia back the other way. It's Wheeler. Now to Harrison. And Harrison's going to take a pretty hard foul.
Alex.
Thanks, Amanda. They are a top 10% team in the nation in forcing turnovers, and they're 4th in the Big 12 in Big 12 games in doing it. Again, we talked about it a little bit, Meg, as Jordan Harrison hits her first. Stylistically, they kind of want to accomplish the same thing, even if they're doing it in a different way at times.
Yeah, and on defense for Arizona State, they want that shot clock to run down. So for West Virginia, yes, you're going to see that first and second opportunity look at the three-point line. But my biggest thing is if you're not hitting right away, move that basketball, get a better one later in that shot clock when you're prepared and ready. And West Virginia going to force their defensive prowess here early, getting some pressure in the full court.
Arizona State comes up with that 10-second violation there, can't get it across the timeline. What are some keys for the Sun Devils for this one?
Well, if they're going to look to force turnovers from defense, they've got to find their opportunities on the offensive end, be efficient with that, and handle West Virginia's pressure. You just saw that there. If you're allowing West Virginia, especially out of a dead ball or a make, to get in that full court pressure, you got to be able to handle it, make some passes over top, and score at the other end.
West Virginia in some trouble here, and we get a whistle and a violation. I believe this is going to be against West Virginia in the paint.
And Arizona State, just find a way to handle this pressure. Either get down with numbers, or if you come back out, you don't need a quick 3. And that's where I'd like to see. You don't really have the numbers there. That's a 2-on-2. Work the basketball a little bit. Try to get to the free throw line. You've got to be efficient and value each possession when you're looking to get points on the board.
Slick move from Jordan Harrison. What a putback. 3 opportunities there. Harrison missed in transition. Jordan Thomas missed, and Mimi Wheeler is there to clean it up. Wheeler with 6 points already here in the early stages of this one in the first quarter. She continues to stay hot for these Mountaineers.
Yeah, she really does. And she demands a double team when she touches the ball, but she's a great assist person as well. She's great at passing the basketball. She had 4 last game against Cincy, 4 against TCU, so she'll find the open man if she gets that double team. So that's when those guards have to work around the perimeter and be ready to shoot.
That last one, Carrera breaks a long scoring drought for Arizona State. 3 ball off the mark for West Virginia. 13-9 with 2:13 to go here in the opening frame. Mountaineers on top of Arizona State. The Sun Devils 17-2, won their first 15, and like West Virginia, it's been loss win in their last 4.
Yeah, it's just so up and down. There's not really, home court advantage or getting on the road. Seen a lot of road wins early here in the Big 12 that probably haven't seen in years past.
We have a turnover here. That's the 3rd turnover for Arizona State. West Virginia, of course, so we talked Arizona State top 10% in forcing turnovers. Well, West Virginia is flirting with being top 10 in the nation. They come into tonight 11th in turnovers forced per game. And we'll get a foul coming against Arizona State. Little physical there from Amaya Williams, a freshman.
But that's just smart play from Jordan Harrison, unfortunately, against freshmen. That's just a veteran understanding. Just start pivoting, stand up, welcome that defense, but be strong with the basketball, and don't cough it up, pivot it away, and she's going to foul you.
The 5'8 freshman has appeared in every game so far this season, and another block for Carrera That's a heck of a play underneath. Looked like Jordan Thomas had a lane to the rim.
Yeah, really well played there from Kyera. Went to help up on Harrison, but just comes in from behind, nothing but ball. Great defensive play. She's had a really strong start against these West Virginia posts early.
Harrison working the baseline, bounce pass to the corner, now back to the wing. 3 ball is up. Final seconds of the shot clock. That one would not go. West Virginia has now missed 7 of their last 8 field goal attempts, and they lead by just 4 in what has been a low-scoring first quarter. Screen set up, bounce pass, that one to nobody, as Jaya Lovett was looking, but nobody was home. And that'll be turnover number 4 for the Sun Devils.
Yeah, that's a tough miscue offensively. Kind of Lovett looking for Elliott to go back door. She doesn't, and you end up with the turnover. That's why you never fake a back door. 4
turnovers in the last 5 minutes now for Arizona. But defensively, they've been essentially as advertised to start, and with a low-scoring game as a result here in the opening frame. Turnover forced the other way in transition, and all alone, coast-to-coast, the finish for Deborah Davenport.
Yeah, Davenport read that perfectly. I really hate a cross-court pass. I hate one side of the floor to the other, especially in that sweet spot right there where Davenport played it perfectly on that weak side. It's 2 points the other end usually.
If West Virginia can't get a field goal here, they'll have gone nearly 3 minutes to end the quarter without one. And that miss for Wheeler will not go. Arizona State will have a chance to take the final shot, trailing by 2. Lovett gonna have to find someone here. Poa at the wing. Might just have to throw a shot up. And they got it off just barely, but too much on it from Kyera.
Texas Tech won. Obviously, they got another possession, some free throws, but I mean, really, really close games. Just makes you realize that you're 1 possession away here, 1 better shot away here. You know, I mean, it takes a while for players to understand that and buy into the value possession and what that actually means. But you know, it really takes a veteran player that says, is this my shot or is there a better one? And right there for opportunity. You get a second chance opportunity. Gia Cook, when you hold it right there, wait for another opportunity. Work the basketball around. Make the defense have to do their job.
One of the best offensive rebounding teams in the Big 12 starting to take over here in the early stages of this second quarter. And there it is, multiple second chances. I think that was actually the 4th chance, and it's the Californian, Sydney Woodley.
Yeah, I mean, efficiency can look different in all sorts of ways, but Woodley had a huge game against Cincinnati as well. In fact, the whole bench did. Riley McAleskey, Sydney Woodley, and Jordan Thomas all came in and produced offensively for West Virginia.
Fired that up the 101 and took a left on Reseda, and ball is loose now. West Virginia, it was McAleskey trying to get to that ball, couldn't quite keep it in. You can see this again on the replay here.
But that's just great West Virginia defense. Sydney Woodley, everybody is reacting. Everyone is up in the lanes, denying that next pass. Great ball pressure. That was just, it was a tough bounce there for Sydney Woodley. She attempted to get it up there to McAleskey, but unable to.
Poa was on Cook there. Cook peels off after the ball goes to Brackens. Ball is loose. Cece Riviere nearly came up with a good opportunity for a turnover, and Arizona State instead got it back, able to pull up a jumper. Won't go. West Virginia with the rebound. Every basket feels deeply contested on both sides of the floor, but for West Virginia, the difference in their lead right now feels like what they've done on the offensive glass.
Yeah, West Virginia's done a really nice job on the offensive boards, and whether it's been on the 2nd or the 3rd try, they've been efficient with that. If Wheeler wanted that one to go, but she'll head to the free throw line.
Wheeler was ready to celebrate that one and almost got the shooter's bounce. She'll shoot twice here.
Yeah, Mimi Wheeler just very difficult in a one-on-one situation. I thought that Kyera has done a really nice job defensively inside for Arizona State. But Mimi Wheeler just too strong on that last possession.
I was talking about it earlier, and certainly West Virginia now, they're a 22nd ranked team in the AP poll. They're ranked in the coaches poll. They're top 25 in the net as well. But there was a point this season when the season began, they had so much turnover and they brought in a lot in the transfer portal that there was sort of a show me attitude with what the national media was thinking about West Virginia. And think this start to the season, this first half of the season, they've kind of proven who they are, and they are now comfortably in. If the season were to end today, of course, it does not. And this game has the potential to be pivotal in determining where both of these teams might be headed if they want to dance in March. Near wing, this is Elliott again. She's been quiet, nice dish. Shot had the look for Brackens, won't go at the free throw line. Gia Cook over to Makaleski. Wheeler, quick ball movement for West Virginia. Harrison picks up a screen. She'll peel back to the top of the arc. Bounce pass to Wheeler. She's just outside that near block. Back to Harrison. 3-ball up. That one won't go.
And Arizona State dodges a bullet. That's the right offensive play. When you see that hedge coming down to defend Wheeler, great jumper in transition there from Elliott. That's great. That's defense to offense.
And that's exactly what Arizona State wanted to see out of Elliott. She's been quiet to start this one, but a critical piece of their offense, averaging more than 16 points a game. Ball got loose. West Virginia, Makaleski able to get there and save that one. Riviere now. Cece Riviere, part of the infamous Greenbrier Five. Infamous depending on what team you support. If you're a Duke fan, it's definitely infamous.
And Elliott getting out there in transition after a great Arizona State stop. Just pulling up Gia Cook. She's ready for that penetration, getting her to the basket. Elliott does a great job of getting to the free throw line. I love the decision just to pull up mid-range and knock it down in transition.
That was West Virginia's 4th turnover here of the first half. See some of the numbers on your screen now. The Mountaineers, again, we talked about how they're stylistically, they have some similarities, but this is sort of the more finished product when you think about it. West Virginia's ability to force turnovers has been a big part of the Mark Kellogg identity for the entirety of his tenure. Yeah,
and you got to give credit to Coach Kellogg and these players that have stepped in, because they lost a huge chunk of that defense from Kaya Watson and J.J. Quinterly last year. They were such a big part.
Sydney Shaw, what a dish, by the way, from Jordan Harrison. But Sydney Shaw gives West Virginia a 7-point lead, and we're gonna get a foul coming here. Jordan Harrison can't believe it. She definitely took some contact to the face. I don't think Mark Kellogg can believe it either.
As we take another, oh yeah, that's not on Harrison. I don't know what to say. I thought Poa kind of felt Harrison on her back, you know, and not necessarily trying to swing at her face. She's just a taller guard, but she looked back and definitely got Harrison first. I didn't think Harrison should have been called for that.
Poa, a physical player. Folks may remember her from that national championship game for LSU. She took 2 charges in that second quarter against Caitlin Clark. Got her into early foul trouble. Clark wound up finishing with 4 fouls. Still got hers in that game. 3 from the corner. Makaleski drills it.
That's picture perfect from Cece Riviere. You catch, rib, beat your defender, come to a jump stop on 2 feet and find a 3-point shooter. That's beautiful basketball.
West Virginia on a 6-0 run, and we're gonna get contact and a foul coming here.
This is what you teach kids. The defender goes for a steal, you catch, you rip. You don't draw the charge because you came down on 2 feet, and Riley Makaleski sitting there just licking her chops, waiting on that 3-point line.
So, Poa will inbound, has Elliott, great patience from Elliott, but then doesn't finish the layup, and a jump ball coming. Arrow is, looks like the arrow is with Arizona State.
That's tough from Elliott. That's just a great read, great cut to the basket, shot fake. I don't know, maybe she figured someone else was coming over, but just go finish, worry about that contact later.
We'll try this again, 20 seconds on the shot clock. That one got through the intended target. Elliott came up with it. She picks up a screen. Elliott at the foul line, contested jumper. That one way off the mark. Gia Cook crosses the timeline for West Virginia. Nice little crossover move, and then Cook lost it as she was trying to carve through the paint. Gets it back, forces a turnover. Ball is loose, and I think we're going to get a jump here. This time the arrow favoring West Virginia. So the Mountaineers on this 6-0 run will have a chance to extend this.
Yeah, and that's just a great heads-up play there from Gia Cook. Doesn't give up, ready to play defense. Not sure if the whistle was called, but nonetheless, Woodley's there to tip the ball out of Elliott's hands. Gia Cook ready to clean it up and protect it. Every possession matters.
Mentioned earlier, Cook had been a little bit quieter scoring the last couple of games. She'd had a great start to this season, including a 24-point effort for West Virginia in a win over Kansas. Here's Sydney Shaw. Shaw working to her right, kicks this one over. Good look for Cook. That one won't go. Riviere fighting for the offensive rebound. Yet another jump, so this one will go for Arizona State.
I'll tell you what, this has been the first game in a while that I've seen this many jump balls go back and forth. This is two defensive-minded teams, two teams that want the win, need the win.
Long pass there intended for Elliott, by the way. And again, just seems like Arizona State is trying different ways to kind of test and prod this West Virginia defense, and more often than not, it's not really working.
Yeah, they haven't found exactly where the openings are going to be. West Virginia kind of lures you into an opening, but Sydney Shaw does a great job. She's leading the team in steals because she does a great job of kind of reading that next pass.
That was the 6th turnover for Arizona State. What a gorgeous dish from Cece Riviere. And we've got a foul coming as well. Step aside here, West Virginia on top by 10, halfway through the second quarter on ESPN+.
And find the open man, she'll find you.
And a quick correction, they did not award the 2 free throws. That was originally what the scorer's book indicated, but West Virginia will start with possession instead. Opportunity for Sydney Shaw. Shaw at the block. That one won't go. Ooh, and contact there. Woodley will power through it. Lovett gets this over to the far wing. Poa wants to go down low into the post. Another contested shot, and West Virginia just allowing nothing. No points for Arizona State now in 3 minutes.
Yeah, you can feel offensively for Arizona State. The pressure of West Virginia is forcing them to a lot faster pace in that half-court set. They're thinking one pass, go one-on-one, you got to score. Try out some patience. I know it's tough against this West Virginia pressure, but stay in your offense, keep moving, keep cutting, and wait for them to make a mistake.
Just a single field goal made here in the quarter. West Virginia has outscored 10-2 as that shot won't go. We're 4 minutes away from halftime, and this has been as good a defensive performance as we've probably seen from West Virginia in Big 12 play this season. Terrific move underneath Gabby Elliott, and again, you're just going to need your star player to find a way at this point.
Yeah, that's just Gabby Elliott being Gabby Elliott. Beautiful take inside, up and under on Sydney Woodley, who is one of the better defenders there on West Virginia.
Gorgeous dish from Cece Riviere, and she finds the Californian Sydney Woodley. It is 25-15 West Virginia, and that broke a streak for the Mountaineers as well. And we're going to get an offensive foul coming here. They got Brackens, I'm pretty sure. And Gia Cook slow to get up. You can see it right there. Yeah, it's quite a bit of contact.
Yeah, that elbow, I mean, it was high. Gia Cook just took the brunt of it.
Timeout coming.
Oh, I think that's absolutely correct. Right under the neck.
Gia Cook gets this down low to Wheeler. Wheeler working short corner. Great pass underneath for Carter McCray. She got that away into the corner. 3 ball up, won't go. West Virginia hitting about a third of their threes, 5 of 16. And a whistle coming. Yeah, it looks like the shot clock was not reset. Is that right? Yep, okay. So the shot clock had 10 fewer seconds on it than it should have had, so good catch by the official. Elliott pulls up, what a shot. And she has no concerns taking contested shots, and boy, more contact. This in the backcourt. Amaya Williams and Gia Cook got tangled, and Cook is slow to get up for West Virginia, and she is in some pain. Looks like she's going to stay out there. Yeah, I think Amaya Williams might have gotten a hand around her waist there a little bit, but
yeah, there was a tie-up.
But it happened
so fast to tell.
And completely behind the play as well. So here's McCray, hands this one off to Shaw. Nice first half for Shaw. She dishes to McCray. Basket's not going to count, but we do have a foul coming here. They got last year Poa, and that's her second.
Yeah, she's absolutely directly underneath, inside of the circle. That's a good call from Mike McConnell.
And I think a West Virginia player got it with a foot. That's what it looks like. So
this is like one of those moments in basketball. Someone call timeout. Let's reset, regroup.
Yeah,
it's getting a little sloppy.
The last
kind of.
We had an actual shot in the last 3 stoppages here. I don't think so. Not one that's certainly been counted in the scorebook. Williams crosses the timeline, put the brakes on, sent over to Lovett. Lovett working right by the flying WV, hands this off to Williams. Arizona State has had some issues, little turnaround jumper opportunity. Drills it, that's McKenna Brackens.
A nice job of Arizona State handling that trap of West Virginia. They switch back to a 2-3, find that little sweet spot. McCray doesn't come up and defend Bracken, and she's able to knock it down.
And this will be against West Virginia. Arizona State now 3 of their last 3, and you can see starting to heat up a little bit shooting. Great turnaround for Brackens.
Yeah, the pressure was up on the guards, but Bracken's able to find that area, and I might see that one again. I thought Gia Cook was moving. I think that's not a bad call.
So they got Gia Cook on the foul. Open look for 3, and Gabby Elliott drills it. Arizona State within 3, and the Sun Devils finally making their move. Wheeler. Double team ball got loose, turnover West Virginia. Lovett trying to push the issue. She's gonna have to slow down a little bit. Pulls up for the jumper, that one's off the mark. 7-0 run for the Sun Devils in the last 90 seconds or so. And a West Virginia turnover. Well, let's see. That ball definitely took what looked like a redirection at the end.
It did. I'm not in love with the pass to begin with. I think you need to set your feet, be more secure. Come to a jump stop, make that spin, and make a good pass. This game's getting, it's chippy, sloppy. You got to be secure and intentional about everything you're doing.
West Virginia has not been great since the review, but trying to carve through. McCray battling for the offensive rebound, and this will be Arizona State basketball.
In the last few possessions, I've noticed West Virginia, it's too much one-on-one. Want to see that early ball movement where there was cutters flying through the lane. They were curling. They're getting it inside. Perimeter players are rotating along that outside. You got to make that defense work. And right now, against one-on-one, it's just not going to happen.
5 turnovers in the last 5 minutes. You don't see this a lot for West Virginia. Right now, they are on the wrong end of the turnover margin battle. -1. Arizona State, though, we talked about it, they like to play the exact same style. Inside the paint, time is running out on the shot clock, that one won't go. West Virginia now. See what Gia Cook decides to do. Cook looks like she's moving well, but that pass seemingly to no one through the paint. And now back the other way, that was turnover number 10. The layup won't go in transition. Offensive rebound for Arizona State. And they have a chance here to run this down deep. There's 4 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Williams, she's gonna take this all the way down. High pass, nice move from left to right, inside, and the lay-in is good. Last chance for West Virginia, has to put the shot up, won't get it. Could use it, they have not scored since the 3:38 mark of the second quarter. They will open with possession here. Sydney Shaw working and stepping back for 3, and that one an air ball. Trying to get there is McCray. She won't be able to battle through Washenitz, and this will be a turnover for West Virginia. Number 11 now. Washenitz back out there after picking up a couple of early fouls. Mountaineers putting a little pressure on. She'll cross the timeline. Bounce pass to Gabby Elliott. Elliott hands off to Poa. Physical first half for last year Poa. Nice dish down low. Even better move from out to in as Brackens will finish, and Arizona State with the lead. Have not led since early in the first quarter. 26-25.
just picking up where she left off. She's done a great job of finding those openings inside, going one-on-one, sneaking under defenses, splitting them at times against West Virginia's bigs.
That was our fourth lead change of the game, but our first since the opening frame. Pulling back, it's Jordan Harrison, and her three ball will rim out. West Virginia, we expect, will still attack the three-point line some, but as Mark Kellogg noted going into halftime, I think he wants a little bit more execution for West Virginia. Didn't get it there. Baseline, able to maintain possession, and a miss there. Gia Cook lost the basketball. Brackens came up with it.
Yeah, that's just an unfortunate bounce. Gia Cook looks to put it down. I think I don't know where it hit off of or who it hit off of, but great awareness from Brackens.
That should be turnover 12, and we have a whistle here. Two of the officials discussing. The question is what? Looks like a shot clock issue. That's the second time this has happened here, once in the first half as well. Well, 90 seconds gone by here in the third quarter, and thematically it feels an awful lot like the way this started, full of stops and starts in the first half as well. Arizona State with the only 2 points of the half so far. West Virginia offensively has labored in their first few possessions. And we're back underway here. Clock, they added about 10 seconds to the shot clock. Here's Washenitz, thought about a three-pointer, pulls back. Some healthy booing coming from behind us in the student section. Great dish and a turnaround jumper for McKenna Brackens.
Brackens just doing such a nice job in the middle of the floor, finding those openings, knocking them down. She's been able to put it on the floor too, so you have to respect her going to the rim, but great job there.
Largest lead for the Sun Devils as Gia Cook explodes to the rim. Can't finish though. Mentioned it to start the game. This is very much a measuring stick game for this Arizona State program, as this is a chance to potentially upset a top 25 team on their home floor, and we have a whistle. This will be West Virginia basketball.
It's coming to you. Bracken's just looking to get an offensive rebound, but it's a few seconds too late. Comes in over the back.
So Brackens picks up the foul. That's her second. Harrison kicks over to the far wing. Sydney Shaw, high pass to McCray. McCray in the corner. Good look for Cook. It won't go. Mountaineers unable to get the offensive rebound. Again, we talked about this. One of the better offensive rebounding teams. Came into this game fourth in conference play, so in Big 12 games in offensive rebounds per game. Not able to get it there, though. Here's Brackens. They're going to let her have it, and that one won't go. It's just a shade short. Harrison quickly the other way, wants it in transition. Show finish. West Virginia had gone nearly 7 minutes without a basket and finally gets it there. They had missed 6 straight before that Harrison make.
Yeah, and that's where you miss Harrison in the game. She's so good in the open floor. She finishes so well around the rim. She gets in it quick, and then you're able to get into that pressure.
Brackens working on McCray. Ball came loose. Turnover, Arizona State, West Virginia now. Back the other way. That's turnover number 9 for the Sun Devils. Harrison will peel off back towards the wing, right in front of the Mountaineer bench, and set this one back across the timeline, a little behind. And again, that's turnover number 12 for West Virginia. Offensively, they just don't look comfortable. We saw this with Arizona State early on when they were trying to bring it up court. West Virginia doesn't always look totally comfortable in their half-court set.
No, they're doing a great job. I think the guards are putting pressure on the ball. As you see, just a rare miscue there from Jordan Harrison, but I think their posts are really defending well inside. They're not giving any kind of clear entry pass. They have great weak side help, but I think it starts with that ball pressure and defending that ball side post.
Williams finds Bracken's far wing three, count it! 31-27, Arizona State matching their largest lead.
Brackens, you got to find someone to defend her, because she's showing that she's able to score at all 3 levels right now, and you got to defend that 3 as a post. You got to defend that mid-range and inside against her.
So foul coming, and correction, this is Arizona State's largest lead of the day. So Brackens now, by the way, having a really, really strong performance. She's got 13 points. All of a sudden now has the lead for all Sun Devil players in scoring. Again, we've seen her go off in Big 12 play. 31 in a win over Kansas. And another West Virginia turnover.
And again, just no spacing, no movement. You're trying to just dribble one-on-one, and you look inside. McCray was 2 feet away. That's not an entry pass. That's a steal and a turnover every single time. But I really love Brackens the way she's playing right now. She's just an anomaly for West Virginia because how are you going to defend her? Do you put a post? Do you put a smaller guard?
Brackens kicks this out to Elliott. Elliott had a strong first half. Hasn't found a basket yet. Down to the final seconds. Brackens open look for 3. That one will not go. Worth noting here, so Arizona State now leading 14-1 in points off of turnovers. Remember, West Virginia averages 11 better than their opponent on the season. So really strong for Arizona State. Again, I keep using this term, but giving West Virginia a little bit of their own medicine here.
Yeah, it's been flipped. West Virginia's had to force and speed up offensively, so they have not been in their full court pressure. They're not speeding up Arizona. Instead, Arizona's doing the latter, and they're able to take their time and find good shots on the offensive end.
Shaw able to get her own rebound, then kicks this away to Harrison. This will be a foul coming against Gabby Elliott, her second. So Arizona State, by the way, has not had a winning season. They haven't made the tournament since 2018-19, haven't had a winning season since 2019-20, and they have not been 500, which of course they will be better than this year, since 21. This is an unbelievable run for them, and they're playing a great game on West Virginia's floor here as Harrison's shot won't go. And this will be an Arizona State turnover.
It to WVU. It didn't work out. She went to Pitt, and now she's at ASU. So it's really kind of come full circle that you're watching here in this court that she originally committed to play.
And I think that, meant a lot to her to come back here and be able to play on this court again. And, unfortunately, things didn't work out. I can tell you that, we're true and blue Mountaineer fans. We still are. I know that every time they're playing, she's watching, I'm watching. And, we're still Mountaineers at heart. I mean, when you grow up here and you live here, at the end of the day, it is still our state school. And, anytime they're not playing Arizona, we're definitely cheering for the blue and gold. But I think it was a great opportunity for her to be able to come back and finish her senior year off here in Morgantown, playing one last time in the Coliseum.
All right, well, I'm not going to take any more of your time. Go watch your daughter. Thank you, Frank.
So
I appreciate
it.
Great reporting, and I'll tell you what, I thought he was wearing a Fairmont State pullover at first. From behind, the colors were almost identical. Of course, the Division II program in her hometown is Cece Riviere drives the baseline, and they're going to get her for an offensive foul. Fans don't like it. We'll get back to Marley Washington in just a moment.
We get another look here. Great spin there. Ooh, that's, if you called that first one a block in the first half when her feet were on the line and not set, then you got to call that one a block as well to me.
West Virginia putting some pressure on it. Was Marley Washington who drew the charge there. And worth noting, by the way, I got a chance to talk with her high school coach. We'll get to that in just a moment. He had nothing but praise for her, and obviously she did tremendous work for Fairmont Senior. And Arizona State now will maintain possession after that whistle. We're going to get Brackens back in now. This is her 16th double-figure scoring game. She checks back in for the Sun Devils, leading by 4. We've been doing the math roughly here. It has been basically 10 minutes for West Virginia with just one made field goal in that span. The inbound, West Virginia putting some pressure on. Amaya Williams, who picked up her 3rd foul while we were talking to Marley's dad. With the basketball, looking to one-hand that one down into the paint. Opportunity, the move, and the foul coming. And I think this is going to be against Arizona State. That is the call.
Yeah, Kyera got caught with the travel. I thought that West Virginia, Cece Riviere did a great job when she got those minutes. I think West Virginia's still trying to figure out. Some games are meant for post, some games are meant for guards, some are inside-outside. You just have to find that mix of what it is. I think this is an inside-outside game. You just have to find who's gonna get hot and who's willing to do it.
Riviere going for the offensive rebound, got stripped back the other way now. It's Brackens, who's been Arizona State's star offensive presence here in the second half. Elliott now will pull back from the foul line and drills it. Wow, that's a heck of a shot for her in her first points of the second half. Sydney Shaw working baseline underneath. West Virginia, that's just their 3rd and 4th points of this quarter. You can hear the fans behind us trying to will the Mountaineers back into it. Out of bounds, turnover, West Virginia. That's number 15 for the Mountaineers. Uncharacteristic for West Virginia. And even on the days when they turn it over a lot, they're usually able to force a lot back and convert on them. Neither has been true today. Off the miss, Makaleski with the rebound. Harrison, cross-court pass intercepted by Bracken's, turnover number 16.
Yeah, I mean, every young kid right there, please, before coaches' heads pop off, please stop making cross-court passes, please. It's a turnover every single time, and if it's not, you're lucky you got away with it. Don't get confident with it.
Coach Bolger is available every other Tuesday for consulting work. Brackens will work against Makaleski, and we're going to get a foul coming. Boy, Arizona State, it feels like, so we go back to that point, about 3.5 minutes or so left in the second quarter, and I don't remember the exact point in that second quarter where we had the review, but since that moment, it has primarily been a dominant performance from the Sun Devils.
Yeah, I think it's a difficult matchup. I think Brackens has presented, I think, the most difficult matchup because you have to put a true post inside on her. But she can really score at all three levels. She's very difficult to defend, and I think that's really taken the bigs for West Virginia out of the game.
Gabby Elliott gonna pull back, and she's hit so many of them, and one more time, largest lead of the day for Arizona State.
Yeah, just finding that mid-range game, that has been huge for Gabby Elliott. That's a great take, much needed by West Virginia. The hoop and the harm, she'll head to the free throw line, trying to get things going here for the Mountaineers.
And I think they got Amaya Williams. Would that be her fourth, I believe?
That's a beautiful take there from Elliott, and Gia Cook responds, you see the lane, you've got to take it.
So Gia Cook will have a chance to convert on the and one. And yes, that is Amaya Williams' fourth foul. So we'll keep an eye on that. She's been pretty good in this game. The freshman has been active and involved in seemingly everything.
This is a West Virginia team that's fifth in the country at free throw attempts. That's just their fifth. I mean, Arizona State has just been stifling, and they've kept them out of the paint. They've forced them into a lot of threes. Just incredible defense.
Double dribble here, and worth noting, so West Virginia forces a big turnover, and the entire bench erupted on the Mountaineer side there.
Hey, every possession matters, and you notice, though, finally a turnover, things swing for West Virginia because a made basket, finally, something they hadn't seen in a while, well, besides Sydney Shaw's take, but they're able to get in that pressure, they're able to generate something, slowly but surely.
This has been trench warfare, every possession, as Meg pointed out. Sydney Shaw back out to Wheeler. Wheeler been a little quiet since the first, tries to drive the lane, got stripped of the basketball. McCray came up with it, kicked it back out for Gia Cook. That one won't go, and they're gonna get a shot clock violation here. We're down inside a minute here. Arizona State leading by 5. West Virginia up to 17 turnovers, but maybe the most shocking thing of all, they've forced 14. They have 1 point to show for it.
Yeah, and that generates a ton of their offense. When their guards have been slow the past couple of games, 5-7 points, Jordan Harrison has carried much of the load. Mimi Wheeler has inside. They rely on those points. They rely on free throws. They rely on second chance points. So when you're not able to generate, that creates a very big issue, and you can see that with just 32 points.
Brackens missed the pull-up three. West Virginia, see if they can get points at the end. It's Wheeler underneath, and Wheeler gets West Virginia back. Defense as we get underway here. Molly Miller's group really turned it on. Terrific adjustments for her as Elliott, turnover here. It's Woodley, wants to take it all the way. Coast to coast from the Californian.
And that's where you start to see West Virginia. That's where their momentum builds, when they can force turnovers, get out in transition, speed Arizona State up, as you keep mentioning, the medicine. Give that medicine back. Say you don't want to take it anymore.
So West Virginia just tripled their points off of turnovers in one possession. Shot from the foul line doesn't go. A little bump between two West Virginia players. They are both okay. Sydney Shaw rolling here. Shaw one-hands this to Wheeler. Wheeler hands back to Cook. Cook thinking about a three. Picks up a little screen. Wheeler now from just inside the three-point line. Working her way into the block. Will draw the foul. And she's going to the foul line. And you mentioned it just a few minutes ago. West Virginia, one of the teams that gets there more than anybody else in the nation. They're finally back at the foul line for the first time since the first quarter.
Yeah, that's when they're at their best. Sydney Woodley, defensive specialist there for West Virginia, out in transition. Just her hands are so fast. Elliott didn't even realize. I mean, she tips. And Mimi Wheeler, this is kind of Mimi Wheeler time. She loves a moment. She loves to be dominant. She loves that pressure. And I love that one-on-one. She just kind of hesitated just a bit to get Brackens off of her feet and was able to draw the foul and get to the free throw line.
9 points for Wheeler. She misses the foul shot there. Wheeler, a 54% shooter on the year. West Virginia, no one's going to confuse them as a particularly efficient free throw shooting team, but they're there so often. And she does make 1 of 2. So we are even at 37. That is our third tie. And West Virginia putting quite a bit of pressure on in the backcourt here. Lovett will cross the timeline with Woodley all over her, gets it away to Williams. Williams, by the way, sitting on 4 fouls. Keep an eye on her. Williams guarded now by Woodley, who peeled off. More than half the shot clock is gone. Little spin move there for Williams. She picked up right at the Big 12 logo. Kicks out for Lovett. Good look for 3. That one will not go. And McCray boxes out and gets the rebound. West Virginia moving quickly in transition. Gia Cook initiated some contact, and this should be a foul against Gabby Elliott, her third.
That's a great find in transition. Just about every West Virginia player was pointing to Sydney shot at, hey, Gia Cook's going. And when her foot is on the gas, give her the ball, because she's going to get there faster than anybody. And I think the reason she did draw that foul, because I thought Elliott was going to be in position on that right side. She knew to go to the left side, get Elliott off balance, get her having to move to the basket, not be in position. Smart play by Gia Cook.
Cook misses the first one there. She is a 77% free throw shooter on the season coming into tonight's action. West Virginia pretty much middle of the road, 70% as a team, and Cook misses both of them. That's not been the case tonight. Mountaineers 4 of 9, excuse me, from the charity stripe. Williams stops the flying WVU, now moving to her right, hands off to Lovett. Brackens, big day for her. Gorgeous pass at the block and the finish.
Yeah, that's just a great post screen. West Virginia did not read that well. I thought McCray went over top, should have went underneath. Perfectly read there from Kaiera.
And we haven't heard a ton from Kaiera offensively. She's another one who had a huge performance against Kansas earlier this season, as McCray can't quite get that one to go. Initiated some contact.
Yeah, and as Brackens has the ball, you look to go double team her. There was, I believe it was Williams that set that pick, or it was Elliott that set that post pick across. And Kaiera able to read it perfectly as McCray goes over top and leaving that baseline wide open.
Sun Devils up by 2, their largest lead 6. West Virginia's largest lead 10. And now here we are, we've settled into a 1-possession game. Excuse me, Sun Devils' largest lead 7. Top of the arc, and Kaiera hands this off to Lovett. Lovett now working. Lovett looked like she wanted to spin back into the paint and got it away, and then Brackens was off balance and just sort of threw it wildly. So number 16. But keeping a close eye on this turnover battle. 16 for Arizona State, 17 for West Virginia. Arizona State plus 13 in points off turnovers. High pass to the block. Wheeler, no call. She initiated the contact, and then getting the rebound. That will lead to a whistle. Good physical play there by Kaiera. And the foul coming against Wheeler.
I thought initially Wheeler just did a really nice job. I didn't think Brackens, she didn't draw an offensive foul, but Mimi Wheeler maybe in some frustration after the play did.
That was the first foul on Wheeler. Lovett will inbound for Arizona State. Had 4 lead changes. Williams working here near wing. And stripped of the basketball, West Virginia's Shaw sends up. Wheeler, can she finish? Yes, we're tied again.
That was a beautiful pass from Shaw. You can't see the angle if you're watching at home, but she bounced it just to that right side where Wheeler just catches and goes up.
12 for Mimi Wheeler off the 17th turnover, and that's our 4th tie. Something tells me we might see a few more. Elliott trying to pick up a screen from Kaira. Thought about the shots that gets it to Brackens into the corner. Lovett's 3 off the mark. Good rebound there for Williams and the putback. What a physical effort from Williams, who had to exert a lot of energy just to get the ball back.
Yeah, you have to do things with a purpose and intention in a game like this. Everything is important. Shaw's got to grab and secure that rebound, not allow Williams come in weak side and take it from her.
Shaw misses an open look for 3, and then Carter McCray got the offensive rebound. And this is going to lead to a foul against Arizona State here. And looks like Marley Washnitz checking in. And this is definitely her time. Washnitz, big-time player in West Virginia prep basketball, who won multiple Player of the Year awards, was All-State, I think, every single year that she played. And incredible hard worker, according to her head coach, Corey Hines, who's now the head coach of Salem women's basketball, D2 Salem, and West Virginia just south of here. Pass down low to Wheeler, and a whistle coming.
And they're going to get it on the floor, but great high-low action. That's something you haven't seen from West Virginia too often, but
foul number 4 on Gabby Elliott.
And that's huge. You got to keep attacking. They've got to get that high-low action. That's something McCray and Wheeler have done really well in the last few games when they've found success in the paint.
Here's Shaw, 4 fouls apiece for Williams and Elliott right now. Trying to strip Wheeler of it. We're going to get a jump here. Arrow is favoring West Virginia.
That's, you know, I mean, of course, a lot of hands in there. I thought that there's got to be a foul if there's 6 arms in there. I don't think there's perfect defense with 6 arms, and that's on any side. I'm not biased here, but 6 arms is a foul generally, but
I do not have a good angle here. I actually thought it was off West Virginia initially, but Harrison, high arcing inbound. Marley Washnitz with the defensive back play. McCray saves it from going past the timeline. What an individual effort. Then Harrison trying to draw the foul. And this is going to be against West Virginia? Or did the ball just go out of bounds?
I think the ball just went out of bounds. I don't think there was a foul.
I think you're right. I think the ball might have been dribbled on the baseline. Harrison initiated the contact. That's where the fans behind us wanted the call. Look at this unbelievable effort here from McCray. Washnitz with the initial play.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it was Wheeler.
Bump. I mean, there's a bump. If you're going to call a body foul, that's a body check foul. I mean, you got to call that. It wasn't played perfectly. It wasn't blocked. She didn't force Jordan Harrison out of bounds. There was body-to-body contact.
Washnitz at that far wing for Arizona State. Has Kaira trying to carve her way through the paint. It won't go. And a little scrum for the basketball right underneath the basket. But this will be West Virginia possession.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you're under the basket, you got to secure your box out. Go secure the rebound. Elbows out strong. Like, back to fundamental rebounding. You've got to secure it because nothing is for certain right now.
I don't know if it looks as physical on television as it does here in person. This is going to be the type of game at the end of it, everybody's going to need ice. 3-point shot up, and like a lot of it. This has been one of the more physical games I've seen here at the Hope Coliseum. And it makes a ton of sense stylistically between these two. Washnitz, her pass. Poa kicks out, good look for 3, that will not go. Long rebound goes to McCray. Jordan Harrison up for West Virginia. Harrison kicks back out. At the foul line, it's McCray. Gia Cook gonna try and explode to the rim. Gia Cook ties this one at 41, 4 to play.
And that's great patience, great movement, great extra passing by West Virginia. Sometimes that momentum wants to take over, but great realization on each player saying, this isn't my shot, this isn't my shot. Gia Cook keeps moving and gets a wide open lane.
That is the 5th time the game has once again been tied. Fans here are loving it. This is, by the way, essentially a doubleheader. The men are in action later tonight as well, as Jordan Harrison nearly came up with the steal. Did West Virginia get the timeout here? Actually, correction, this is going to be West Virginia basketball. They're going to say player in white was the last to touch. I think Elliott was the last to get a piece of it. So, after all that,
man,
they don't get a shot off.
Sometimes basketball just works itself out, you know?
Jordan Harrison, far wing, top of the arc, look for Gia Cook. That one's not there. Ball is loose in the paint, and we're going to get a jump, and this will be Arizona State basketball.
A lot of times games can come down to free throws. There's hardly too much offense here. This is going to come down to jump balls, fouls, maybe loose ball. Something defensively is going to be a determining factor of the last possession. Some sort of rebound that they're fighting on. Yeah, and the threes have got to stop. You got to move the ball. You finally got that possession back. You got to stop shooting threes.
We've seen 5 or 6 of these shot clock issues. I don't think anyone's been keeping track of how many jump balls we've had, but it might be in the double figures at this point. And they're going to say Poa crossed the timeline.
She did. And I'm not sure they want to say that Harrison tipped it. You'd have to see that, but her foot was definitely on the line, there's no doubt, but Poa then touches it, touches the timeline.
Boy, that's not much. That's a
credit to the ref for seeing that entire thing transpire, because Jordan does tip it, but Poa regains possession.
That is turnover number 19 if it stands.
The call on the floor is a backcourt violation on Arizona State. Arizona State is appealing the ruling.
So Molly Miller will challenge this, and it is, in real time, it looks real close. But I would say, Meg, you caught it instantly.
Privilege of seeing it slower, and yeah, I mean, her foot touches. I mean, I'd still work her out as a wide receiver because she did an awfully good job dancing right there, honestly. It didn't happen until just late. It slides a little bit, but it absolutely touches. You see it on that other angle. You can even see it in that angle. And Jordan Harrison tips it at first, but Poa regains that possession before.
So you can take a look here at the NCAA rule book for coaches' appeals. I think this one's not going to go Arizona State's way. And I mentioned, I described this as trench warfare earlier, and literally they are battling. Think about this, every single possession. We're not talking about points, we're talking about inches like this.
Inches, and every timeout has to be valuable because every possession you need to score. So coaches are coaching against each other right now for literally an X and O. If you move here, we need this inch to get this shot or this shot. I mean, that's why you don't see this in an offensive game.
After review, Arizona State number 13's right foot touches the midcourt line, causing a backcourt violation. Arizona State's appeal is unsuccessful, and they will be charged a 30-second timeout. It will be West Virginia's ball in the front court with 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Again, kudos to the official. It does not get any closer than that.
And you know what? She had that in real time, too. That's a great call, because that was a 3-step process there. Yes, Jordan hit it. Okay, she regained control, and she did get that foot on the line.
All right, after all that, West Virginia will inbound with the basketball, and the turnover battle, West Virginia is now +2, as that was the 19th Arizona State turnover. Wheeler sends over to Gia Cook. She thought about that three. Harrison kicks into the corner. Opportunity for Shaw for three, and West Virginia has taken a tray for the lead. And looks like we have a foul coming. That is our 5th lead change.
Huge shot from Sydney Shaw. That's what she needs to do. That's what she's capable of. Love to see that for her in this moment. Hasn't been killing it from the three-point line last few games, and that last foul is on Harrison. Absolutely reached in. No need to. You just got to play some defense after a big shot like that. West
Virginia just initiated a flop warning. Gabby Elliott crosses the timeline. Elliott kicks to Amaya Williams. They both have 4 fouls. McKenna Bracken's back to Elliott, back to Bracken. She's got a great look for 2. That one will not go. Had the touch earlier. That doesn't go, and Harrison tracks down the rebound for West Virginia. An exciting final 2 minutes on approach here. And West Virginia will slow it down some. Harrison versus Washington. Arizona State in a nearly 4-minute drought without scoring. Carter McRae at that block, carving through the paint, kicks that over, now driving baseline. What a move! That will not count. We have a whistle.
Intentional or unintentional, that's a smart play from Arizona State to foul earlier. Yeah, it looked unintentional, but actually end up saving an easy two from McRae. Great dish, though, from Jordan Harrison of awareness.
That's Washington's third. Again, keeping a close eye on the foul situation, but West Virginia continuing to struggle at the foul line. Remember, Harrison's an 83% shooter coming in to this game at the foul line. She's missed a couple. West Virginia's 40% on the day. 4 of 10, make it 5 of 11.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a battle. They're exhausted. It's back and forth, but that's when you got to make your free throws, when you're tired. That's the mental struggle of free throws.
Williams double team in some trouble, and Williams, they might have gotten her again. Backcourt violation. Arizona State is furious.
I think they wanted a timeout, saying she's going to get a warning right now, but that's not, I mean, I don't.
Turnover number 20 for Arizona State. And it may not get much bigger than that. Jordan Harrison has Wheeler now. Wheeler gonna try and put one up. Little line drive shot with the one hand. It'll go. West Virginia, high leverage moment to get a basket, 47-41. 8-0 scoring run. Amaya Williams, 90 seconds, less than 90 seconds now to go. Down to 10 seconds, pulling up for three. Brackens knew it wasn't good the minute it left her hand. Washington's got the offensive rebound.
Yeah, and Wheeler's got to be careful defending Bracken. She reads screens really well, exactly right there. She pops, she's able to pick. She's read these last couple of screens, although she didn't make the last two that she did. She slips on those screens and reads it perfectly.
West Virginia going to draw a foul here, so that fadeaway jumper for Brackens, as that's going to be a foul against Amaya Williams. She is done. That's her fifth.
And that's tough because that's another scorer, another ball handler. Amaya Williams has had some big plays, came up with a big rebound, big shots. And another ball handler is Lovett is going to come in for Williams.
So that sends Jordan Harrison back to the foul line where she is 2 for 4. 4 points in this tilt. And still misses again, 2 for 5. No one is over 50% for West Virginia at the charity stripe today. And if you're curious, Arizona State has not taken a shot at the foul line today. That one good for Harrison. So 48-43, timeout on the floor. Arizona State tapping points off turnovers, but Arizona State still winning that battle, +6. Here's Elliott. One-handed pass to Lovett. Lovett guarded by Harrison. Lovett working baseline. Has Washington's. Washington's three won't go. Wheeler's got the rebound. And a whistle. And a foul. Well, don't go anywhere. With the way West Virginia has shot at the foul line today, Arizona State definitely with a chance, but the Sun Devils, they've done so much, so well this season, but one of their biggest issues has been sort of the raw scoring, raw offense hasn't always been there. That foul was on Kayera. So Wheeler heads to the line. By the way, it's Kayera's second. Wheeler heads to the line. She's 2 for 4. And is a 54% shooter coming into this one. So she's been true to form, 1 out of every 2. And that's a big one.
Yeah, Wheeler, it kind of looked like she willed that in.
She makes them both. Timeout for Arizona State, and the Sun Devils and the Mountaineers have both gone win-loss or loss-win in their last 4 games. It's been hard to find consistency.
And I think right now West Virginia needs to be prepared. They're going for a 3 because they can't get a quick 2 and foul. That just, there's not enough time for all of that.
And they're going to get Harrison on a foul.
West Virginia has fouls to give, so that's okay right now, only their third team foul.
That is her fourth. So she only has one to give personally, but
And as a player, I get that you got to adjust to how the refs are calling. They're not going to change. Underneath, there's been a lot of stuff let go. Out front, they understand how to play that.
would love to get another in the Big 12 tournament. Remember, right now, both of these teams are in via bracketology, and West Virginia comfortably in as a 6th seed right now. Arizona State as a 10, but a real 10. Pulling up for three, it's Elliott. Long rebound, Carter McRae got it, and away to Wheeler. Pressure on, back to Cook. Cook, and they're gonna get a foul here on Washenitz. That is her fourth for the multi-time winner of the State Player of the Year award.
I know that they were looking to get perhaps a timeout call soon, but the foul comes well before me. It's a bear hug, it's an easy call.
Arizona State, one of their last 7. And West Virginia owned a stretch, again, game of runs, right? West Virginia owned a stretch of this for the first quarter and a half. Arizona State owned the next quarter and a half, and West Virginia has won this last third or so of this.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of time, but there are no style points in anything you do. It's just, you know, you value possessions, you take what you can get, you ride that wave, you stay mentally tough. And if you can do that in a game like this, you generally will come out on top.
Shot up for Elliott, won't go. 13-2 run for West Virginia here over the last little bit. And that foul will send Harrison back to the line. But West Virginia up by 9 with 15 seconds to go, and a chance to go up by 4 possessions here.
And for West Virginia, we talked earlier about the close games that they've had and just by points and possessions. So I think this is a key building block for West Virginia. And how did we finish this game? Go back and watch that of how did we finish the game? What did we do? What were our strengths? What were our weaknesses during that time? But that's a key moment as a team to close out a win and close out a game that's been tight and close, and especially when you haven't had much offense.
So Harrison makes the first 10-point lead, ties the game-high lead for West Virginia, and she won't make the second. Arizona State, final chance here, but a valiant effort. Looks like it's going to come up short for the Sun Devils. Ball is loose. Little contact there at the end. Looks like a jump ball call. This will go West Virginia's way, so it was not pretty for either of these sides, but West Virginia is going to pick up their 16th win of the